So finally, we are reaching the end of letter A. So the last country on letter A that I've been to was Azerbaijan, and I've been there quite recently, a couple of months ago. And this was due to a travel that I did to Georgia, and then I needed to go to Vienna next. And since there were no direct connections, I actually stayed a couple of days in Azerbaijan because there was a direct flight then out of Azerbaijan to Vienna, and I had never been in that country, so I did spend a couple of days there. So it was, I would say, not specifically work related. I did no investigation or anything there, although I'm sure the country has a lot to investigate. Um, Baku, as you can see here on the map, is in the, say, the eastern part of Azerbaijan. Is a oil-rich country, and that's a big difference between also Georgia and Armenia, and you can tell that from the whole environment. But it's extraordinarily cheap, I have to admit. Um, it's also the closest that I've been to Turkmenistan. Maybe not, maybe Tehran is closer, but very interesting. Turkmenbashi should also be like some kind of resort here in the Caspian Sea on the Turkmen side, but given that have zero tourism or close to zero tourism, it's unlikely. So Azerbaijan and specifically Baku um, is quite a weird town. First of all, let's see the hotel that I stayed at again, Marriott, beautiful hotel, very good breakfast. It's in this case, it looks exactly like in these photos. I got this huge suite also for myself as an upgrade, and it's yeah, it's really here on the Caspian Sea. It's not super close to the center. It's a bit further away, but it's a nice place. It has some nice views. Cabs or Uber or Yandex are cheap here. So you can see the distance here into the city center, which is yeah a bit beyond these new buildings. Um, Before I go into my photos, something interesting. I flew the first time, and this is the latest airline that I flew, the latest new airline that I flew with, Azal. So Azerbaijan Airlines. It's quite, I mean, quite good value for money. It's a full service carrier from the country. I mean, it's not nothing amazing, but the planes were clean, everything was on time, better than most European companies. So I would give it a 7 out of 10 for Azerbaijan Airlines or Azal. Good. So let's actually go here into the photos, and these are a bit of a mess. But first, I went to a museum. This has the name of the president, of course. A lot of things have the name of the president. There's a lot of luxury brands and new buildings here. You can see Bentley, but the country, I think it tries or it's trying to be something like Dubai or Abu Dhabi. Not sure if it's achieving this objective. I saw limited tourism or limited people there, but there's all these luxury brands. That's more from the museum here, but that's the view close to the hotel because I like to walk. Here's the city center or part of the city center. Some nice portions here. Um, this is quite interesting. There was next to my hotel there was this park, and going into that park, you see, well, what is this? And I saw some kids playing inside. I got closer, and it's actually a place where they just have tanks, helicopters from the wars in with Armenia and stuff like that. And They just made a kids park out of this, which is like a military parade kind of stuff. Some view from the hotel, really, from my room. And this was in this high level museum. There you have Haidar Aliyev Center, which is also a new futuristic building. They had some nice expos here, just people in the center, some more of the museum. This is one of the few oldest things that remained. Uh, Old monastery ruins also in the center. The rest of the buildings, even the ones that have this mm, Islamic architecture or Islamic neo-Islamic architecture, were actually new. So a lot of the country was torn down uh, to make room for these. Here again, the museum. I mean, it's huge and has a lot of space. Well maintained, very cheap also. Again, the military park, Bulgari here on a. This seemed to be one of the standing old buildings there in the center that have not been torn down. Beautiful Art Deco there. Here another monument, um, close to the hotel. Again the ruins. Again the park of the military. Some traditional clothing. This was, I'm not sure anymore. These were also the ruins, but you could go down and see them. Some more tapestry. There, the Armenian flag again. Here, big mall with all big brands also. Some futuristic shops. This was the museums or the high level center. Some nice photo there. Yeah, you can kind of see that I made quite a few photos here. Some Azerbaijan banknotes from the transition between. There was a period after the Russian Revolution in 1917, 1919 that Azerbaijan was independent for a few years, and these are banknotes from that period, the transitional period. And I collect banknotes, so that's why you see those here. And more pictures. This is the Tapestry Museum. I didn't go inside, but the building itself is beautiful. Here again, the park for the whole thing, the tanks. Yeah. This is yet another monument. The main tower, which is on the banknotes or on most of the old banknotes, and it's like the most well-known thing. Tapestry. They have beautiful tapestry here, and a part of this high left center, Aliyev Center, was for tapestry. Just some random dudes. Yeah, and that was about it for the country that is basically a dictatorship. Um, the guy that's there in power for long um, has a huge difference of people that have a lot and people that have nothing. Like I said, the country is extremely cheap in everything that is service related, taxis, eating, etc. Even the hotels are relatively cheap, but then you can see a lot of wealth for a few, and that's the sign that you are also in a very weird kind of political system. And yeah, I mean, it's interesting to go there for a weekend, but that's about it. And again, had nothing to do with auditing or investigations. And like the next country that we will cover, which is the first one on letter B, which is the Bahamas. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you have any questions, let me know. Bye bye.